No.
Hello, everybody. Zero interest and such.
Yeah.
Oh god, my hair again. Kaiji, episode 23.
Yep.
Yeah.
Episode 23.
Yeah.
Heresy. So,
Idiocy.
I like to call this episode the episode where Kaiji should just go home.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an accurate summation of this episode.
Like, Kaiji's got 20.1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Alright? Now he's going to give 10 million to Ishida's family.
Yep.
After paying debts, which is like about 6.7,
6.7. Yep. Give or take.
He'll end up with about 3.3 million.
Yep. Pretty much.
No, that's a bit over $30,000.
Yep.
And so, you take a small portion of that away from for hospital expenses.
Let's say 10,000. He's still got about 25-ish $1,000, give or take.
That's enough to sustain himself for a while until he can find a better job. He can clean himself up. Maybe get a relatively...
Even just keeping his regular job, it's still good for just improving your quality of life quite a bit.
Yeah. It'll improve his quality of life. He won't have to, worry about paying debts. He can just go back and he can live a normal life until maybe later he can decide to challenge the director once he's actually had time to think about something that's not stupid.
And put together an actual plan. Yeah.
Instead, Kaiji decides... He steps on a tissue box and he's like, tissue box. And he spends 5 minutes analyzing the tissue box of, this tissue box has a small flap where you can insert something that will be stuck that you can then retrieve from the inside. Oh, I see.
And no one would ever know that you could open the side of the tissue box. I feel like that's something of a really big hole in his plan.
Yeah. So here's my plan. We're going to rig a lottery using these tissue boxes where I'm going to put all these fake winning lots in these tissue boxes, and then I'm just going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody starts to point out, but Kaiji, isn't this plan ridiculously stupid?
And aren't there a bunch of flaws that even us nothing idiots can poke in it? Like the fact that if you have winning lots in every single one of these boxes, then won't they find out after the fact? Wouldn't you be in deep shit then? What about the actual winning lot? I mean, that's still going to be in the box. So if you take the one from the side and then they find the actual real one in the box still, then you're going to be up shit creek without a paddle.
And that's not even bringing into the fact that what if the chairman decides to not play the lotto game that you suggested and do a game that he suggested instead?
Or what if the chairman goes first, because he's probably going to want to go first because you set up this entire game and suggested it. He's going to go first. What if he picks the winning lot?
What if he figures out your trick and decides to use it for himself?
Don't worry, I'll bullshit my way through.
What if the icon on the winning lot is different from the fake lot that you planned beforehand? Like, there's a million different ways this could go wrong. And it was actually kind of infuriating, because I get that that's the essence of gambling, is one more. And I get that he's really mad at the chairman. And he wants revenge.
That's the thing. And it is, again, a little bit allegorical. Like, that's what they're doing. They're playing up this angle of gambling is you lose and lose and lose, and you start to get angry at the dealer, at the casino, at the management of the casino. You start to feel maybe this is rigged. I'm getting so angry, I have to keep playing so I can beat them at their own game, is also an aspect of gambling.
But the worst part is, he's won.
Yeah, he has absolutely won.
For all intents and purposes, he has won, and he can walk out of here. And he can come back another day. I get his ear reattached first. Like, he is losing blood. Like, even if the blood's starting to clot, and like he's still suffering from severe blood loss. Going against somebody who's in pretty, like, he's old, but he's in pretty good condition despite that.
Well, here's the thing. He's won, but it doesn't feel like he's won. Because two people that he knew and ostensibly cared about at least a little bit are dead. He has had his ear cut off, and that will leave a scar even if it does get reattached, which is not a certainty at this point. Even if he does have money and his debts are cleared and everything, the debts were to these people in the first place, so the money is literally just going to go back to them, as well as the money for Ishida's family, because he also had debts that are just going to go back to them. So he doesn't feel like he's won a goddamn thing.
Yeah. So obviously he wants revenge, and he wants to beat them at their own game.
Yep.
But there's something to be said for a more patient approach than this kind of half-baked plan with the tissue box. Like, I get that you want to beat him, but in these current circumstances, your chances of success are very low.
Half-baked is kind of generous description of what this plan is. This plan, I don't think it's even gone into the oven yet.
Yeah.
Let alone started baking.
So he's like, well, you know, we'll have one guy stay in the bathroom, and after they pick a box, then he can, you know, dump all the fake lots down the toilet. But, like, there's a whole other set of tissue boxes where you can't slip a fake lot in that they could grab.
Ignore those. It's not important.
They probably won't grab those. Those are too far away from the entrance. Or they would grab those because they would
They are
be
too
smarter.
far away from the entrance, but also they're inside of a cupboard, so they're not obviously there. So there is an argument to be made, but it is also still just kind of a risk.
You know, and there's probably more than one bathroom in this place, but I guess it's the most popular bathroom.
Yeah, like a dozen guys went into this bathroom all at once, so it must be really fucking popular and the only one that anyone ever used.
Ever. I just really don't like this plan.
It's a stupid plan.
If he succeeds, kudos, you're very lucky, Kaiji. But I don't know, I feel like this is going to end poorly. So Kaiji goes to the chairman, and he's like, hey, you know, one more, and he's like, one more. But, like, first the chairman's like, oh, hey, by the way, this will probably be the only time I get to actually reclaim this debt. Right? And Kaiji's like, crushes, he's like, no, one more, you and me. You know, people died, and, like, I'm going to give away 10 million, and I'm going to be, like, only stuck with, like, 3 million for myself after all of this. Because I made a promise. And chairman's like, why don't you just break the promise? Then you're fine.
Yep.
And people, it's human nature that once you get out there, you're going to realize that's a lot of money. You're going to want to obviously betray your promise.
Yeah.
And
That's just the thing you're going to want to do. And he's like, no, I would never do that. He says before deciding he's going to gamble that and thus betray the promise anyway.
Like, at least get the 10 million over to Ishida's family before you decide to challenge the director again.
Yup.
And he's trying every tactic he can. He's like, what, are you scared you're going to lose of the shame of losing to me? And the director's like, you know, a professional golfer could lose to an amateur on one hole, but that means nothing. That's easily could just be luck. you're gonna lose sometimes in your lives. You shouldn't be worrying about a single loss. So no, I'm not ashamed or scared of losing one time, because that's stupid. Because that doesn't matter.
And Kaiji internally is like, but what about Tonegawa? You had him roast himself just because he lost once. No, he had him roast himself because he lost several times.
Yeah, in a 20-game match.
12-game match. Two admittedly were intentional, but the first one, he kind of just let go. Just like, yeah, okay, you fucked up. You shouldn't have lost that. There was no reason to lose that because you have an overwhelming, near undefeatable advantage. Don't do that again or you'll disappoint me. And then he lost twice more. Spectacularly.
Like, that was a 12-game match in which he lost way more than just one time.
Yeah. And that's not a professional golfer losing against an amateur in one hole. That's a professional golfer losing to an amateur in the PGA Tour.
Yeah. There's a monumental difference there. So, and Kaiji's lottery, like, if it was like 17 draws and Kaiji was able to win multiple times, okay, fine. But if he's going to bet it all in one draw, the director's not going to go for that. Never. So he's challenging the chairman.
Yep.
Whose name we get, I believe, is Hyodo. I think it mentions Hyodo at the end, so I'm guessing that's.
I think you're right.
But I don't know. We still haven't gotten his name said in the actual show. It was the narrator talking, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet he likes boobs. I'm gonna ruin DxD for you forever. Yep, Issei grows up to be this guy.
Well, this guy is called a devil.
Mm.
He does like to salivate.
That is true, yeah.
Only problem is Issei has like a lifespan of 10,000 years, so a bit of a difference there.
Mm. Oh well. But no, remember he has those techniques that take up part of his lifespan. Sorry, we're not reviewing DxD. That's not what we're doing.
He's getting his lifespan healed. Don't worry about it. That was actually a thing in the light novels. He was getting his lifespan restored or extended.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, and okay, back to Kaiji.
I think we're supposed to be reviewing and not making terrible, pointless jokes about something else. Yeah, this is a stupid plan.
This is a stupid plan, and I can only see it ending poorly. Come back next week to see Kaiji die. Metaphorically.
Sure. Bye, everybody.
Bye.